breaking news coming in on the international front. United States President Donald Trump and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping held a phone conversation a short while back. Trump has tweeted, and I quote, "I just completed a very productive call with President Xi of China. We made progress on many very important issues, including trade, fentanyl smuggling, the need to bring the war between Russia and Ukraine to an end, and the approval of the TikTok deal." Meanwhile, Xi Jinping has said that China and the United States can achieve mutual success and shared prosperity, benefiting both countries and the world. He added that the US side should avoid taking unilateral trade restrictive measures, as the pitch that's come in from Xi Jinping, saying that Donald Trump should reverse his tariff push, which has sent the global markets into a tizzy, into a shockwave mode pretty much, given the fact that how mercurial these tariff measures are. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. And Trump, just on a whim, can increase it and can reduce it at the same time. And so that pitch has come in from the Chinese president that the United States should do away with such restrictive trade measures. I'm joined by my colleague Siddhant Mishra on the broadcast. So Siddhant, clearly that message coming in from Xi Jinping, but is there any breakthrough in sight when it comes to an understanding between the two nations?
Well, Ayushman, I look at it in a way that America is yet to open the China chapter. So the China chapter is still not has not been opened by the Trump administration. Their focus is more to end the war in Ukraine, and also to get a trade deal signed with India. Also imposing sanctions on India, etc., etc. So China chapter is yet to be opened by the United States. So perhaps it could get open after Trump's meeting in South Korea. Perhaps that is what President Trump has said in his post on Truth Social, which could take place in October last week. Having said that, there has been some issues between the United States and China in terms of TikTok. Now, Trump says that appreciate the TikTok approval. So, if going by what Donald Trump has written on Truth Social, so China has agreed for selling the U.S. assets of TikTok to the U.S. company. That's what I could understand. President Trump is writing appreciate the TikTok approval. Also, both sides are engaging in the trade talks in Madrid. Trade tariff had gone up to 145%, and both sides decided a framework. It was brought down to 30%, etc., etc. Fentanyl is also a big issue, Ayushman. In fact, Trump administration is pretty serious when it comes to illicit fentanyl trade, and CIA and other agencies in the United States have been blaming China for the fentanyl trade. So perhaps that issue was also discussed between the two leaders. Ukraine conflict was also discussed, Ayushman. So as I said, Ayushman, they may say that everything is okay with China, but it's not, because many strategic experts also say this, that Trump is yet to open the China chapter, because there are a lot of issues, and those issues can never get resolved between the two countries. So may not be now, may not be this year, maybe next year, but the China chapter will definitely be opened by the Trump administration.
Right, thank you, Siddhant, for decoding that for us. So far, while these calls are taking place between Xi Jinping and Donald Trump, tangible thaw between the two sides when it comes to the frozen trade talks, and at the same time the stalled nature of the negotiations between the two sides to achieve some level of an understanding on the trade parameters between the two big economic powers. There is no breakthrough on that front, even though Trump very optimistic about a deal on TikTok, and at the same time saying that he is open to negotiations with all nations, especially China. We'll have to wait and see how this actually plays out tangibly.